Yes, 2015 is just about to end, but it's not going to end before I get to you guys my list of the best movies of the year. And when I say best movies, I mean the ones that I think are the best. These are the movies I enjoyed the most, that stuck with me, that I got something out of. Now, before we begin, there are some movies, some big movies that I didn't get to see or are coming out right at the beginning of January, where I am anyway. So those movies pretty much include The Hateful Eight, Carol, Revenant, Joy, I guess, and The Big Short, and possibly anything else that I just didn't get to see this year. But I do plan on having reviews of most of those movies very, 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 very soon. But let's get to the actual list. Maybe some of you guys will remember this movie, but Love and Mercy came out earlier in the year, the musical biopic about the Beach Boys. But primarily it focuses on Brian Wilson, the lead singer of the group, but really the kind of musical genius behind all of it. The film goes back and forth, showing him as a young man, played by Paul Dano, and then an older man, played by John Cusack. And you really get a sense of just how talented he was, but also just the kind of tragic stuff he had to go through later in his life, in his John Cusack stage, and just how much he was taken advantage of. And it's a really compelling, and it's good for people to know and learn about. But also, just as a musical biopic, it doesn't feel Oscar baity in any way. You can tell the filmmakers just wanted to make a genuine story about the Beach Boys. The Martian, remember that movie? It's a good survival movie, and Matt Damon is really great, and it's great to see him in a role where his talents really come across. And also, it's just great to see Ridley Scott do a space movie that was realistic, or as realistic as sending a team of astronauts to Mars can be. But hey, no aliens, so that was pretty impressive. Go back to another movie that came out during the summer, Mr. Holmes, which I love that movie. Ian McKellen is such the perfect choice to play Sherlock Holmes, and I'm still just so impressed with what they did with the character and how they made such an iconic fictional, mythical character seem like he actually existed and was like a human, like an actual human being. And also, it's just a gorgeous movie to look at. And again, Ian McKellen, he should win everything. Mad Max Fury Road. Obviously, the production stuff itself is incredibly impressive, and the mix of practical and special effects is great, but mostly just the fact that all that stuff was pretty much happening is crazy, and it just comes out so brilliantly on the big screen. And the fact that Mad Max may be the main character in the title of the movie, but it's just cool to see, Charlize Theron completely owning it, and a lot of kind of like the cliches of women characters in action movies kind of just, gone away. Like, it was very nice, refreshing to see, and just a kick-ass movie. Slow West. Now, apparently there's a pattern here, I know. Going back to another small movie that probably not many people saw. It's such an interesting take on both the Western and the coming-of-age story, and a great cast: Michael Fassbender, Cody Smith-McPhee, Ben Mendelsohn. I mean, you really can't go wrong. But I think it's one of those movies that people definitely talk about, and hopefully more people will see through like word of mouth and all that jazz. And it may be a bit of a slow burn for some people, but it's definitely worth it, especially for just the originality of it and the stereotypes it kind of breaks in terms of its own genre. So it's just definitely one to check out. Alright, we're getting down to it, guys. Number 5, Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens. I know, you can't believe it's not number one. No, it's definitely not a perfect movie, but just for a huge Star Wars fan who wanted to see something Star Wars, it was great. I did see it a second time, obviously, but it was better the second time too. So it was just so much fun, so enjoyable, so emotional, but really gets you hyped up because it's back. It's officially back. Spotlight. Yes, this is a movie that's probably going to win some awards because it deserves it. It's a good movie. It's a very compelling story, a story that definitely needs to be told, and it's told in a really great way with a really great cast and really great writing and really just great everything. But my favorite part is that it was kind of classic. Again, I mentioned my review, it kind of goes back to movies like All the President's Men. It sticks to just the stuff it needs. No unnecessary kind of Hollywood movie stuff. Here's the story we want to tell. We're telling it. There you go. It's the mark of a very, very good, well done movie. Experimenter. Yeah, a lot of you might never have heard of this movie, but it's a movie that came out this year. Now, I didn't do a video review for it, but I did do a written review when I saw it at the New York Film Festival, which you can find on the website Pop Optic. I'll put the link in the bottom. But just briefly, it's a story of psychologist Stanley Milgram and follows his kind of big experiment, kind of the staple of his career, which had to do with how people react to authority figures. He's played by Peter Sarsgaard, and Winona Ryder is also in it, and it's just such a good movie. Yes, it's a biopic, but holy crap, it friggin' blows every other biopic out of the water. It's weird. It's a weird biopic, but it's so original in how it tells the story. But it's a shame that not more people saw it, but it's definitely one of the most interesting different movies of the year, and you definitely should try and find it somewhere. Room. Another smaller movie, but luckily it's getting a lot of buzz because of, well, it's a really good movie, but also because of Brie Larson and Jacob Tremblay, who are just phenomenal in this movie. Again, it's very emotional, it's extremely heavy, prepared to have your, emotions punched in the face, but it really is just such a beautiful, kind of human movie. Yes, here it is. Here's my number one pick of 2015, and it is... Ex Machina came out closer to the beginning of the year, but it's still one that people are still talking about. I literally just rewatched it, and yeah, it's definitely still my favorite of the year. And yeah, it's a smaller movie, but you could tell so much was put into, the special effect aspect of it in creating Ava, the artificial intelligence, played amazingly by Alicia Vikander, but also just into the script itself, because it's really technical but innovative and just all of these things, and it's just such an intelligent, smart script. And again, with these actors, again, Alicia Vikander, Donald Gleason, and Oscar Isaac, they give it so much life, and it really is one of the most memorable movies of the year. But yeah, guys, that is my list of the best movies of 2015. Let me know what your guys' favorite movies of the year are. Please share with me your own top 10 list. Well, guys, I hope you've had a great 2015. I hope you saw a lot of movies, and I hope most of those movies were really great and not horrible. Okay, guys, that is it from me. I hope you're having a great day, and Happy New Year's. Toodles!